Hey guys, welcome to MasterGamingVR. We are taking a look at Star Trek Bridge Crew today. Now, I had recorded some video, so I'm not going in completely blind. I had tried to record some video, and something went wrong. I'm not sure what, if it was an error in something or just my own stupidity, but it came out as a perfectly black screen with sound. So I'm having to go in and redo this video. So not going in completely blind, unfortunately. I do have some knowledge of the game, but the first thing that I want to highlight here, jumping into the game itself, is that you can use both the Vive controllers and the Xbox One controller if you so choose to do that. I don't see any reason why you would want to use the Xbox One controller, but you know, it's as simple as touching something on the desired controller. I've got the Vive controllers, as you can tell here. Recentering position is as simple as pressing the menu button. So Vive controllers are backwards, so I just flip them around. So let me flip these really quick. So welcome back. Enjoy the full Star Trek Bridge Crew experience and unlock exclusive club rewards with the Ubisoft Club. Take on the campaign or blah 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 blah. Don't care. All right. Warning before playing. So that brings up a good point. When I first launched this from Steam, I bought this through Steam, launched it through Steam, and it kicked off Uplay and launched from Uplay. Now, I didn't pay attention to launching it this time, but if it does that every single time, that's ridiculous and unnecessary. I bought it through Steam. I want to launch it through Steam. I don't necessarily want to have both Steam and Uplay going at the same time if I don't need to. If I'd bought it through Uplay, then that's a whole different story. Alright, so here we are. This is the game's main menu. We're basically in a shuttlecraft here. We can't get up and walk around. It's not really full. Ow, that looks painful. It's not really full room scale. As I'm sitting here, like I should be able to lean over there or look over there. If I get up and start to look around, I go VR headset out of bounds. It refuses to let me do anything, and I think that that's because your body is stuck here. They don't want floating heads and hands walking around. We're confined to this, but still, I mean, it gets a little ridiculous. Like, you know, I want to look down there in front of me. I can't do that. I can't. I'm just leaning in my chair right now. This should be acceptable. Like, what does this say down here? Oh, I can't see that. So that's one annoyance. But there is something cool about just looking over there and seeing the Enterprise. I mean, full scale, true to life, just Enterprise right over there. That's really cool. Alright, so let's jump in. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the controls. So I will recommend that everyone goes and does the training. This training right here, especially if you want to be a captain. So do the training for all of the positions. You really need to know what your team is capable of. And I had recorded all of those training sessions for people to skim through, but again, I lost all of that. I will probably redo those and upload them after this video. This video right now is going to be a solo adventure. I'm going to play with an AI crew just to show you how that works, and then after that, I'm going to jump into a different mission with a multiplayer crew, and that will be the next video that I upload, because this is going to be about a 30-minute video. Each adventure is about half of an episode. So mic check 1 2 1 2. You can test your mic in here. It's good. You've got region options: North America, Asia, Japan. Lots of good options there. You can check out the credits. I'm not going to do that. We have a quit button. Quit button for $50. I expect a quit button. The game is $50 on Steam. Let's see, what else? There's character customization with your avatar. We'll jump in that really quick. So pretty. So pretty. I mean, masculine or feminine. I like how they don't say male or female. They say masculine or feminine. That's amusing to me. I don't do the whole non-binary whatever, but if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's funny that companies are starting to embrace it a little bit more. But anyways, human or Vulcan are your customization options. You've got a series of head types. I'm not going to go through this in this. I'm just going to keep what I have. Cancel that. It's always randomize. Leave my guy how he is. And maybe I'll go into more in depth than that in the training. It's not that exciting. But let's go ahead. Solo adventure. Start. Alright, so this is your lobby, your game lobby. People will spawn in at each one of the chairs, and you'll be able to chit chat while waiting on people, and you'll be able to select your role here. Since we're doing an AI crew, the only role available is the captain role. So we're going to do campaign missions, and we're going to do the Aegis. What I've heard is that the original Enterprise option, if I can click on it, yeah. So the original Enterprise missions are quite a bit more involved in how you do things. The controls are not as simplified. So this is hard mode, basically. But let's go. So there are all missions, continue adventures with dynamic missions that change each time you play. When Klingon forces attack, yada yada yada. Defend missions, recover missions, rescue missions, research missions, all missions. So I think this is sort of your dynamic, random. This is what's going to keep you playing over and over and over again. And then you've got your campaign missions, which you can only do the Aegis on, and that you have your prologue. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the Kobayashi Maru Challenge. So we've got, what did I say? 5 episodes, the Kobayashi Maru Challenge, and the prologue Shakedown, what we're going to do in the solo play. So 7 campaign missions plus dynamic random missions is not too bad. Let's go ahead and launch, and we're going to get some story and cutscene. It's in the home loading screen with the Star Trek splash background. There we go.
Log, stardate 225-8.161. My crew is assembled, and we're preparing to disembark on our expedition to the trench. Before we depart, however, Starfleet Command has asked us to complete one final exercise to confirm the Aegis's fitness for the mission ahead, and undoubtedly to test the readiness of her captain and crew.
Yeah, so I said that there was the Enterprise earlier. It's the Aegis. My mistake.
Captain, we have a message incoming from Deep Space K7.
So that's another thing, is that I lean back in my chair, I recline in my DX Racer, and going just a little bit back locks out my vision. I really don't like it. I should have answered the hail.
Trafficking invasive species. On your way out, I think it'd be best for everyone if you could just verify the ship isn't carrying any wildlife.
So I'm mostly going to play the captain role here. Let me recenter myself. All right. So I am sitting, like I said, in my DX Racer, because this is a sit-down game. You're going to get tired and probably frustrated, even more so by the leaning thing if you're doing the stand-up. To each their own. I'm not a huge fan of the sit-down games. I'd rather be up and moving around in VR, but I still enjoyed this in the multiplayer version. Alright, so scan Ragusa for smuggled wildlife. Scan the Ragusa. So we're going to come over here to our local, highlight the Ragusa, and we're going to command Ensign to approach target. And we're going to command Lieutenant Hoyle to scan target.
Changing target. Scanning.
And we get this wonderful she scanning everything. I should have told her. I don't actually think that I can tell her to scan individual. Let's see, subsystem targeting. Yeah, I don't think that that's for this. Now I could take her over and specify that I only wanted to scan life signs because the individual things that you select do add additional time. So we could have scanned life signs and been done in a quarter of the time, or weapons and life signs and been done in half the time.
I'll let K7 know the ship's clean.
Thank you. Alright, so now we're going to warp to Gamma Hydra. So we got a warp, punch in a course, punch in a course. And then when we're looking straight ahead at the console there, it's telling everybody to prepare for warp. So engineering has to give power to engines, charge the warp coil, and the ensign has to plot in the course.
Warp coils charged.
Alright. And then over here, da 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 da. What are we doing?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Preparing for warp. Allocating.
Okay.
Warp course laid in. Lining up for warp vector.
Not sure why that didn't work last time.
Warp coils ready. Charged.
And ensign. Let's go. Warp. Can you align us, ensign? Alright, Ensign Rao's a dumbass, so we're gonna take over.
Warp coil discharge imminent. The warp coils are about to discharge.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Warp coils discharged.
When you have a moment, I need you to check out the launchers. I think there may be a corrupted subroutine.
Alright, I'll take care of it.
Alright. We are broken. Let's back up. So I think our genius ensign ran us into the space station. Alright, now we're going to want to come down, around. Alright, we should be lined up. I'm going to go back to my captain's seat. And now, once again, prepare for... There's a warp destination set. Gamma Hydra. Prepare warp.
Initializing warp protocol.
Okay.
Adjusting power.
Warp course is set. Aligning warp
No,
vector.
that was the wrong target. But now he is properly aligning us. And as soon as the coils are charged, we can say, punch it. And we can also jump outside the ship to take a look at what's going on, if we so choose to. Nice little look at the pretty skybox. Alright. So, now,
I'm picking up a distress signal.
we'll want to go back to local.
Channel open.
USS Aegis. My vessel has lost all power and our life support systems are nearly exhausted. We have a crew of 6. I request that you take us aboard your ship as soon as possible.
Approach target, ensign. A lot of the multiplayer stuff that you will see, if your team is vocal, it's been my experience that they will get into the role, so you get a lot of eye captains and permission to open fire and things like that. It kind of adds to it. It's a little corny, it's a little cheesy, but I don't know. You're sitting on a crew of a Federation starship. It's hard not to be that cheesy. All right, scan target.
Yes, Captain. Locking new target.
And again, I really only need life signs, but whatever.
Aye, aye.
Hold position. Maybe next time we need to scan something, I'll actually take her over and do the scan. Now you can't do that with a player, an actual person. You can only do that with, let's see, only do that with the NPCs. Transport from target. So this is a little annoying. Where you're looking I'm looking dead center, like right here, and I get the center console. If I try to look down to transport from target, if I'm not dead center, like if I'm over here a little bit, like leaning on the arm of my chair, and I try to look, so I'm looking here to get to the center console, and then I try to look down at transport from target, it goes and switches over to ensign row. So a little less sensitivity on that would be nice. A little less, I have to be sitting perfectly straight and upright to be able to look at my options.
Acquiring lock.
Anyway, some minor complaints and some minor issues. But you know, this one, the leaning forward one, is really frustrating to me. I get why it's done, but I think it's a little too tight. I think that like 2.5 foot circle could be wider.
Energizing.
Alright, let's pick these people up and get our next objective. No life signs now.
Crew members are accounted for.
So I think she's going to tell us to blow this up now. No, maybe not.
We have a priority message incoming from Starfleet Command.
There we go. Answer hail on screen.
Captain, we've lost contact with one of our survey vessels, the USS Nicholson. You're the closest ship to their last known position. We need you to locate the vessel and render any aid they may need. We're sending their last coordinates to you now. Starfleet out.
Alright, let's go save Jack. So, highlight our next objective, Gamma Hydra Section 6 Nebula. I think that's going to be Impulse. It's local. Alright, so Section 6, Nebula, and then... There's... Yes, there is. Okay, prepare Impulse. We had to wait for them to plot course.
Laying course for impulse. Course laid in, Captain.
Punch it, Ensign. Again, we can come out on the top of the ship and look at this. We can also check out our... It's not letting me check out the view screen. Oh well. We can change the view screen to different things. I think this time here on this Impulse is for camaraderie and chit chat and talking and planning. But during solo play, it's a little bit too long because you're just sitting here watching the bar fill up.
Gravitic mines in the area. If we get too close, they'll be attracted to our hull, and the damage could be severe. We should keep our distance.
Roger that. Shields raised.
The environment is inhibiting the effectiveness of our sensors, Captain. We are, however, detecting pockets of plasma coolant. They may provide clues as to the Nicholson's whereabouts.
Let's take him over. I don't trust him to do this fine maneuvering. I want to get close enough to that mine to blow it up.
Aye, target. Opening fire.
Target selected.
Aye, aye. Target selected.
No valid target.
Okay. Let's approach target.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Can we scan that from here? Yes, we can.
Target. Scanning.
Transferring analysis to your panel, Captain.
There's a tiny leak in one of the EPS conduits. Any idea where?
Okay. So we are... Avoid gravitic mines. Did I fail that because I blew them up?
Distress beacon, but it is not a Federation frequency. It looks like a civilian vessel needs assistance as well.
Aye, aye.
I'm picking up a signal on emergency frequencies. On screen.
Aegis, according to my engineer, our engines are locked in some sort of malfunction cycle. If we could temporarily override them, I think we can fix the problem.
Scan complete.
Alright, let's go help out this guy. Let me take him over. The helm is the worst of the AIs. Just going to try and skirt this anomaly here. A little bit lower. Alright, that should be good enough to let him take over. If we tell him to avoid a target, basically he will just turn around and run the opposite direction of the target. What is he doing?
Aye, following.
My assumption was that when I lock the target in on there, that it would lock in on here. That's been my experience, is if one person selects something, then it resets for everything.
Aye, Captain. Updating target.
Target selected.
Make sure we take out those mines before they get to us. Alright, so this we're going to have to take over. Alright, let's go ahead and stop here. We're going to have to take her over, or take somebody over, because the captain doesn't have access to these. Actually, no, I think it might. Is it in here? Analyze target, engage. No.
Moving out of the anomaly.
Okay. I think that worked. That wasn't what I wanted to do, but let's see, analyze target.
Target selected. Scan initiated.
You full stop.
Understood. Bring her to full stop.
Scan complete, Captain.
Alright, reduce signature, engage target. Yeah, so I can't do anything. System intrusion. Alright, there we go. I have to talk to her to system intrude. We need to disrupt engines so that they can normally you'd use this on an enemy to do exactly what it says, but for this we're trying to reboot their engines. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but you know, whatever.
Thanks for your help. You probably just saved all our lives.
Yeah, I'm awesome like that. Alright, let's go ahead and engage target. Okay, that mine's gone. Let's go ahead and pick up the trail of the coolant. I need a number 2. I need a Riker. Can I scan that yet? Cannot. So like I said, sitting here with... We're not entering the anomaly. What the hell are you talking about? We're like 5 miles away from the anomaly. I specifically went around the anomaly. So we can, the view screen, like I was saying, so we've got the navigation options that we can throw up on there. We are moving at slow as fuck speed. Set speed, full speed. Alright, he doesn't have enough power. Powered engines.
Full power to engines.
There we go. As you can see, it can be pretty useful having that information up there. I wish it was up there by default. You can take a look at the Aegis exterior. If you have a target, let's see, local, we should have a target. You can take a look at your target from the ship's perspective, and you can magnify to the target itself. But anyways, we should be in range to scan it since we're right on top of it.
Scanning target.
Alright.
Full scan complete.
Let's go ahead and turn this off.
Ship is showing on sensors now, Captain.
We're being hailed.
Aegis, this is the USS Nicholson. Our vessel is severely damaged and leaking radiation. Most of my crew escaped, but a few of us are trapped in a forward compartment. I need you to transport us off the ship. And then, well, she's too dangerous. We can't just leave her floating out here. You'll have to scuttle her.
And we don't want to be on top of her when we do that. So, Ensign, where the hell's the ship? Alright. Target not scanned. Let's analyze target.
Updating target. Scanning.
Alright, where the hell is this target? I'm going to take him over.
Scan complete. We've got life signs.
There we go. There it is. We want to back up from that guy. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this teleport started.
Roger that. Shields lowered.
Acquiring transporter lock.
We're going to keep going backwards. You went to full stop again. Nobody told you to do that. Disobeying a direct order from your captain, you asshole.
Energizing.
Scanning for anomalous.
Alright, we're going to try heading out to 6. Seeing if that's good enough. Let's do full stop. Okay, there we go. Jump back over here. Let's go ahead and raise shields, arm torpedoes.
Aye, aye. Targeting.
Shields are down.
Nope.
Shields are down.
6 kilometers is not far enough.
Captain, I have an update from Starfleet Command.
Repairs
They're sending us new
underway on
coordinates.
And we've taken combat damage. So I'm going to say 10 kilometers is probably the appropriate distance. I thought that might be a little far, but yeah, I guess not. Last time I did that, I was literally right on top of it, not thinking about the explosion causing damage to me. But yeah, I'm going to say 6 kilometers is not far enough away. Alright, so Gamma Hydra Section 10, neutral zone boundary. After we've already gotten beat up. Are those repairs coming?
Understood. Repair crews to shield emitters.
Okay. Let's go ahead and impulse to... No, not warp. Impulse. These are a little finicky. Like, I feel like I was hovered over impulse, but it doesn't always give me the selection that I want.
Calculating travel vector.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Diverting power for impulse.
Making ready for impulse.
Do. And this is the part where we twiddle our thumbs. Or twiddle our fingers, at least.
We're ready to go.
Nope, that wasn't what I wanted. Bunch it. And go back to twiddling our fingers. Picking our nose. It's a very noisy nose. This has got a nice little meter that tells us how far we are. Along with our green bar over there that fills up. So yeah, the single player version, single player mode, up until this point, was putting me to sleep. I was literally ready to go. I spent $50 on this. Are you serious? This is boring once you get past the initial ooh and ah. And the single player, the solo play, is a letdown. It's not super engaging. The game really isn't designed to be solo play. This part here, I kind of picked up my interest. Yes, that says the Kobayashi Maru.
Captain, that places them in the Klingon neutral zone. Entering the zone would put us in violation of treaty.
Yeah, so we've got... So we can either not violate. Violation will cause hostile presence, or we can jump in there and get into transporter range.
Aye, Captain.
Our engines, let's get us into range, analyze target.
We're approaching the Klingon neutral zone, Captain.
Aye, throttle to 0.
I will update your panel, Captain.
Okay. Let's see. Cannot transport target. So let's go ahead and approach target. And as soon as we can start transporting, we're going to do that. So it does actually score you on how many people you rescue. So we're going to see how many people we can get off this rock, off this ship. And I think we're about to violate. No, what are you doing? No. Oh, that scared me. It's like firing. What are you firing on? And I think, yep, that puts us in the neutral zone.
Scan complete. Life signs detected.
Following
You've
the
got
target.
dropping shield.
Establishing lock.
Alright. Let's see, what can we stick? We can't have shields, so I don't know if we can teleport while fighting. I think if we break target on them, I'm not sure. We'll try it.
Energizing.
Unusual sensor echoes. They are indicative of the recent use of a cloaking device.
So we have 375 lives to get off this ship right now.
Staying with them.
Enemy
Applying
vessel
lock.
decloaking. New contact. One hostile.
Follow.
I cannot
Updating
transport
target.
to shield.
Opening fire. Shields up.
No, drop shields, please.
Aye. Lowering shields.
Following the target.
Establishing lock. Shields are fully operational.
Yeah, I don't think that I can teleport and fight at the same time. That seems like...
Shield emitters restored. Energizing.
Yes,
Follow.
Captain.
Shields
Blocking
are
new
fully
target.
operational.
Shields
Shield
ready.
interference is
Engaging.
blocking the transport.
Torpedoes arming. Enemy vessel is retreating.
Sensors are showing waveforms consistent with recent cloaking activity.
Aye, Captain. Targeting.
They know we're here.
I'm reading multiple hostile contacts. Hostile destroyed.
Staying
Understood.
with them.
Updating Locating target. Firing.
Okay, already firing.
Aye, aye. Targeting. Scan initiated.
The AEC calibrations are complete. Can you check them out?
Scanning complete.
There is system intrusion. Let's disrupt weapons.
Detecting system disruption. Stand by. Locking new target.
Scratch one hostile.
Okay, let's go ahead and engage target.
Changing target. You got it. Locking on target. Scanning. Engaging target. Full scan complete. Enemy retreating. Yes, Captain. Attempting to disrupt. Target selected.
Warning. Cloaked vessel detected.
We're disrupting the target system.
Yes, Captain. Repair crews are en route.
One hostile destroyed.
Engines fully restored.
Eyes
Launchers
dropping
fully
shield.
operational. Acquiring transporter
We're
launchers.
showing on their sensors.
Torpedo launchers.
To get at least one more wave off them.
Kobayashi Maru is at 50% hull integrity.
Laser array restored. Sensors are fully functional. Energizing. Sensor array restored. Warp core is fully operational.
New
All
target
systems
locked.
are restored.
Firing. Raising shields.
Let's go ahead and red alert this.
Kobayashi Maru, 25% hull integrity.
Yeah, Kobayashi Maru's dead. You still firing everything? Good.
Hostile vessel inbound. Kobayashi Maru hull, 10%.
Shield strength at 50%.
Aye, aye. Locking new target. Opening fire. I'll spare some torpedoes.
I don't like that it
Disarming torpedoes.
took that away.
Vessel destroyed.
What? Why are you disarming torpedoes?
Understood. Arming torpedoes. Roger
Staying
that.
with-
Updating target. Firing.
Following
New
the
target
target.
locked. Initiating scan. I finished the scan. Aye, aye, Captain. Attempting
Particle
system
analyzers are
disruption.
reacting, Captain.
Stand by. Changing
There may
target.
be a cloaked vessel operating in the area.
May, you think?
I'm in. Target system disrupted.
Okay. Saved us a little bit of time.
Enforcement detecting. Hostile
Acknowledged.
retreating.
Prioritizing
I've
power
got a
to
new
phasers.
contact. Hostile.
They just keep getting bigger.
The Kobayashi Maru was just destroyed, Captain.
GG.
Captain, we're clear of hostiles.
Congratulations, Captain. You and your crew have just completed the Kobayashi Maru simulation.
Yeah, screw you.
I know it's not easy to face a no-win situation like that, but it's a necessary test, both for Starfleet and for yourselves. I think we all have a better idea now of the decisions you'll make when there's no obvious right answer. Based on your overall performance, I'm not only clearing the Aegis for Operation Distant Shore, I'm recommending that you lead the expedition into the trench.
Woohoo! We get a roll. So we won by failure. So 32-minute playtime, hull integrity 58%, fired 16 torpedoes, and we recovered 12 hull survivors. Technically success. Did not violate the neutral zone, failure. Rescue the Kobayashi Maru, failure. So we could have not violated the neutral zone and had another additional success, but we still would not have rescued the Kobayashi Maru. So that is that. It's interesting that you get to play in the Kobayashi Maru. But again, like I said, solo play isn't really all that great. In the next video, I will jump in with a crew of real people, and hopefully they'll be talkative. Hopefully they won't be. Last night I had somebody that was just constantly breathing into the mic very heavily. Thankfully, there's a very simple mute in this player's menu. This is the menu button on the right hand side, and you can just click on them and slide a toggle and they will be muted. Very easy to add friends, accept friends. Got a friend request from somebody. Yeah, so I kind of think it's worth it. If you're a Trekkie, it's absolutely worth it. If you're not a Trekkie, you're just into multiplayer games, and you're not a big solo player, you want to have a couple of other random people in your group, this is going to be what it is. So this is solo experience. I wanted to get on video just for the sake of getting it on video and saying this is what the solo experience is like. You can take over the NPCs, show you all that stuff, but this game really shines in multiplayer when you get a good group of people together that are into playing the game and really just having a good time with it. That, like I said, I keep saying, is going to be the next video. I'm going to try and get these done and uploaded and ready to release before E3. So hopefully E3 is going on as you're watching this right now. And that's where I am. So hopefully there'll be some updates from that too. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Please hit the like, sub, comment down below. Again, I always appreciate it when you guys share this out to social media and stuff. I will see you guys in the next multiplayer video of this. Later, guys. Not what I wanted.